Good morning, WFG. How's everybody doing today? Whoosh. All right, my name is Mejia, and I'm so fired up to be with everybody this morning. What an incredible convention it's been thus far. And I'm here representing Team Exelon. Are you in the house? All right. Whoosh. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Dr. Mejia. I've got my little girl, Alyssa, here in the room. And just so excited to be with everybody today and share some tips on how to explode your licensing. You up for that? All right. You've heard a lot of great stories so far, a lot of motivation. I want to give you 3 tips on how to go back and get the explosion that you came here looking for. So point number 1, 12 years ago, man, I was at my wit's end in this business. I was struggling, no promotions, no SMDs. Nobody was making any money on my team. I was feeling really frustrated. Anybody feel like that in the room? Who feels like, man, everybody's winning here but me? That's how I felt 12 years ago. And I got invited to go to an Ed Milet leadership retreat at his home at the time in Southern California. There was only 15 of us. And we had a kneecap to kneecap conversation with Milet. And he starts breaking out his statistics, right? Talking about how he built his business. And if you know Ed, he's all about with equals wealth. That's my point number 1. With equals wealth. And he was talking about how he was going 6, 7, 8 wide for 3, 4 years in a row. And that's how he built it. And he's trying to get us to associate personal direct recruiting with getting financially independent. And so I asked Ed this question, and it absolutely changed my business and subsequently my life forever. I said, Ed, you're so big on direct recruiting on with. What percentage of the time should we be focused on our with? He thought about it, he sat back, he paused. His answer changed my life. He goes, JR, 60% of the time. He goes, 60% of the time, for a season of your career, you gotta get laser focused on your personal direct recruiting, your personal prospecting, your personal phone calls, personal one-on-ones, personal fast starts. I said, so Ed, let me get this straight. I work a 10-hour day. You're telling me 6 out of those 10 hours should be on with? Absolutely. Changed everything, because I was doing less than 5%. So I go back home and I tell Michelle about Ed's answer. And at the time, we're living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Woodland Hills, California. There was a Staples by our house. We go to Staples, we get a big old whiteboard, and we write 60 wide in 6 months, and we put that thing on our living room, and we had to stare at it for a year. We were staring at it, it was staring at us. Form of accountability. We wrote 60 slots on that whiteboard, and I'm telling you, we started to fill that sucker up, man. And we didn't go 60 wide in 6 months, but we went something like 74 wide over the next 14 months, and my business has never been the same since then. That's where the explosion came from. The cash flow exploded, the promotions exploded, the senior marketing director promotions exploded, the licensing exploded. So if you want to have a licensing explosion, you got to have a personal direct recruiting explosion. You with me? And I'm telling you, if you focus on your with, I challenge all of you, go get a whiteboard. Go get a whiteboard. Put it up somewhere where you got to look at it every day and have a direct recruiting focus for a season of your career so that you can talk about it for the rest of your career. Let me tell you, because we did that, it infects our hierarchy. It infects our business. Our teammates, they're all about that, right? That's why we had 7 out of the 25 top direct recruiters in the entire company are on Team Exelon. They believe that with equals wealth, because here's the formula to exploding your licensing. It starts with equals wealth. That leads to double-digit recruiting in the base, and double-digit recruiting leads to double-digit licensing. All of our SMDs are focused on what? DDL. Because if you can crack the code of double-digit licensing, it is game over. You will get financially independent within this vehicle. It's impossible to start adding 120, 150 licenses to your agency and not get financially independent. You with me? That's the formula. Number two point. People ask me all the time, JR, what's your business philosophy? Simple. WIT. What's WIT stand for? Whatever it takes, man. That's my business philosophy. Whatever it takes, as long as it's legal, ethical, and moral. But I'm talking about, man, if you gotta wake up early, go to bed late, work a weekend, jump in a car to get a deal done, take a plane to open up a new market, that's what you gotta be doing. You have to lead from the front with that kind of mindset so that your people feel it. But when I talk about legal and ethical and moral, I'm so serious about that. Because see, you want to be in business in 10 years, don't you? You want to be in business 20 years from now. So make sure you're doing it right from day one. And here's my last point, ladies and gentlemen. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite product on the platform? You want to know what the number one product is? I'm so excited about this product. It's not IUL. It's not index annuities or living benefit riders or long-term care. The number one product is the opportunity. Because see, North Americans, they're struggling, aren't they? We got millions of people living paycheck to paycheck. We got millions of people, they can't afford a $1,000 a month emergency. It would blow them out. And yet you have this incredible gift of an opportunity that you can give people every single day. But see, do you see it that way? You got to start seeing this as a gift. Because you know what I deal in? You know what I sell every day? Hope, ladies and gentlemen. And hope is not going out of style. Hope is not going to be replaced by AI technology. Hope is not going to get blown out by an app. And we deal in hope. That's the way you got to look at it every day. But let me tell you something. Hope is not enough. Hope is not enough. You got to go back. You got to get to work, man. Work harder. Put more effort. Increase that sweat equity. Because of us, kids get financial head starts in life. Because of us, families are protected. Because of us, retirements are secured. And so you got to understand there's a lot on the line here, isn't there? That's why you got to go back and work harder. Have hope, but work harder. So I'm telling you, as we wrap up, if you focus on your with, if you have a whatever it takes mindset, and you start understanding that you truly deal in hope, and that's what you sell, you can go live your absolute best life on this platform. We'll see you at the top.